Hey Stalkers, welcome to day 3 of the Music Licensing Challenge. This is for 2020. We're kicking the year off right by getting you to finish your first song and license it. So in day 3, what we're going to talk about is how to produce a song, how to take it from a song idea, which we wrote last episode, to a full song. Now, this is a 5-day challenge, so if you're falling behind, be sure to go and sign up at the link below. It'll take you from the very beginning and all the way through. Another reason you're going to want to sign up for the challenge is because there's some downloads that are only available to people that sign up. Finally, there's going to be additional emails that add a lot more light, insight, and just color to what I'm talking about here today. So please go sign up for the challenge down below, and let's jump right in to producing our piece of corporate music. So let's first listen to the idea that we came up with last week, or yesterday. So those are all the main parts in the song. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is make sure that I actually know how long the song is. So for stock music, you generally want it to be 2 minutes long at a minimum. And also I want to reserve a little space at the beginning for an intro. So now what I'm going to do is, well, let's first make sure that we're snapping to absolute as opposed to relative. So now what I'm going to do is copy the drum beat till we get to, where's 2 minutes? And we'll tweak it, but all right, so that's about how long the song needs to be at this tempo. I also want to speed it up just a little bit, so. All right, so this is how long the song is going to be. So now we have to fill in the blanks from there. Let's go back to the tempo, and let's just bring this up a few more BPM. All right, so we're not going to start with everything. In fact, let's start with just the piano. That's the wrong piano. Cool. That's the piano I want to come in later. All right, and what I want to say also is I'm going to add a few more instruments to add some drum fills, things like that. But right now, the first thing we're trying to do is just get the rough structure. When do instruments come in? That sort of thing. Where does it build up? Where does it break down? Yata, yata, yata. We'll probably have this piano all the way through, but I might do some tweaks to it or something. I don't know. So now we're... What we're going to do is probably move this up here so it comes in just a little sooner. And now it's also going to be in a slightly different pattern than everything else, which will make some interest. Another thing I'm going to note is this is not the episode where we mix and master and add reverb. That's the next episode, so stay tuned for that. Right now I'm just sort of trying to get the sounds roughly there. Okay. All right, so we'll go one more repetition of this, or half repetition. And that seems like a good spot for a breakdown. and maybe also around here. So we've got the shaker. Do we want the hi-hat involved? Let's see. Okay, so this would be the hi-hat basically copying the shaker. And so then in this one, maybe we'll add the hi-hat doing something a little more interesting like this, I think. But it still adds just a little more energy. So now that when we get here, I think maybe we just have kick and softer. So let's see what that sounds like. Maybe toms. Yeah, okay. All right, now we need to cut this up because this is where we want a fill. Not to be confused with the Dr. fill. Maybe to be confused with the Dr. fill. And let's go for a fill here. Let's now, at this part when it comes back, we're going to bring everything in. So let's see what this will sound like. Okay. Let's make it a little louder and more complex. And now here, these guys, got to bring that snare and hat in. And we're doing it at 3, is it? 2. All right, well, that'll bring in a little more energy. And now even louder and more complex. And of course, we're going to want some fills. Fills. Fills for fills. Okay. And basically, we can just copy the pattern anew. But what we'll have now is the addition of this arpeggio, which maybe starts at the beginning, but maybe we don't have it play all 3 times because it is kind of busy. So. And introducing the acoustic here. Okay, so let's zoom in here and make sure that this transition at 41, 42 hits. Well, that's where it should be. Let's zoom in here. Yeah, okay, so. But let's see what happens if you pause there. Now right where it is. And like, if it wasn't corporate music, I think I'd pause for a second there, but I don't think you really want to leave that much suspense. Here, it's more formulaic than that. And so let's just add a little intro to signal that this is coming. So that's good, and now we need another thing to come in here at the very last to build it up even more. I'm thinking some strings, perhaps. And we'll just try the studio strings that come with Reason, with Logic. Let's see what they sound like. I don't know, we'll see. That's a possibility. Let's see what auto voice split does. So I'm trying, with strings, you don't necessarily want them to change as much for these sustained ones. So I'm looking for notes that are common to all the chords so that you don't have as many of these changes. So C is common to all of them really because that's the key. And I've got the fifth here, which is the next chord. So let's see what this just sounds like. Quantize this, close this out for now. Gonna have to dial on the sounds later, which is a big part of the production stage. Pop up this volume. And this here's the F. Let's move you up an octave instead. All right, so let's see what that sounds like. And with studio horns sound like. Probably not. Sounds horrible. Okay, we'll go with strings. I've got a better string set, but let's just do this for now. I think this could work. split a little smarter. I don't think we want to do resonance on it. Okay. Cool. So now we've got these parts of the song. Now what we need to do is do the intro and the outro. So for this, it'll be pretty easy. What we're going to do for the intro is just create a little section right here. Just kick. No fills. And we'll also draw in a little piano. We'll just make it the F, which is the last chord normally. And we'll have this ascending pattern. Let's make that volume go up a little bit. Let's tweak this piano a little. American pop piano, I don't feel like this is quite big enough. So let's nice grand. Let's see what this is like. That's better. Longer decay, longer release. Not as much width as needed, so we're going to width finalizer. We're going to add more reverb later. Longer release, resonant. Just set the sustain pedal on. I didn't play it with it, but probably just program that in, but program it in or play it in. It'll sound better with it. But okay, so now we've got the basics of the track. So let's also now go and sort of tweak these sounds. Oh, we need that. We need the okay, the ending. Can't forget the ending. Boom. So we're gonna do what's called a button ending here. And basically, the quick and easiest way to do it is just to copy all these parts, which isn't super helpful here, but let's copy everything. And we'll just have it all pretty much end on the last note. We're not going to have the, well, we'll shorten it all down to the first note. Boom. And here as well. And then let's zoom in and actually make this work. Ah. And we'll shift this all forward to actually be a chord for it to end on. So let's see what this sounds like. Oh, we don't want that other piano chord. And we can also, we could arrange to fade out the strings here. Let's do that, because that's a terrible sounding release. Cool. And maybe the piano. Let's also do a few more of these. And this is how you get the button end. Okay, now I'm going to stop recording for a minute because I'm going to record the bass part. And I think there's too much latency to do it live, but I'm going to actually record a real bass because I think I'm a good bass player. I add a lot of interesting stuff, and it'll help really cement and move the song with little variations that would take too long to program otherwise.